had things like manga and hentai manga.
Oh my
Also
god.
zombie logos.
Back in my day, games actually was worth buying.
The only poor game around was Custer's Revenge.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Digmcast. You'll notice we're a little short on hosts tonight. Also, I can hear the stream in the background, which means I've forgotten to close my Twitch window somewhere. There. There we go. So, yeah, you'll notice we're a little short on hosts tonight. I think Mike Matrix is dead. I don't know where Ranger is, so it's me, Nico, and Lone tonight.
Have we gone for quality over quantity, or are you just, like, dredging the barrel?
Well, listen. If I'm here, that means we're already at the bottom.
Oh, exactly.
Wow.
I thought you were going to go with quality there, Nico.
So, let's start off with something just to get this one out of the way. So, GTA 5, it was announced today, has been delayed. It's been delayed until April on PC. There's a shock. Second delay.
Coming out on my birthday.
The second delay, it was originally slated for release almost a month ago on January 27th. That's not really what I want to talk about, though. Grand Theft Auto 6 is apparently already in development. Is anybody shocked by this?
No.
Does anybody care?
Kind of. I just enjoy those type of games, but it's
Hey Zeus. I get you on that, Nico. I love my open world games, but here's the thing. I'm pretty much done with Grand Theft Auto. It takes itself too damn seriously. If I'm going to play that kind of game, I'll go ahead and play Saints Row. Although Saints Row Gat Out of Hell is also a little bit too far in the other direction. It's gotten a little too crazy. They need to tone it back down some in that franchise.
Well, see, that's why I don't like Saints Row, though. I mean, it's kind of cool they get those superpowers and stuff, but I feel like they took away, the sandbox of it. By a lot.
Did you play Saints Row 3 and 4?
No, but I've watched you play it, and that's why I said it.
Well,
like I'm not knowledgeable.
That's part of the reason you feel like the sandbox was taken away is watching him play it. But I feel like the movements, the extra movement options, really kind of expanded the sandbox because there's a lot more places you can go. Now, I did enjoy driving in 3. I felt like in 4, I said it in some of my videos, is I don't understand why there's still drivable cars in Saints Row 4. You don't need them, ever.
At least make something crazier. Because if you're going crazy, why not go batshit?
Yeah. Saints Row, I think Gat Out of Hell kind of did it a little better there because, you've got your wings and, there's an absolute reason for you not to need a car. And when you do get a car, it's a giant flame-spitting, hell-themed monster truck that's 15 feet tall and covered in spikes. So, I don't know. Grand Theft Auto 6, I'm not even excited about 5. The last Grand Theft Auto game that I truly loved was San Andreas because San Andreas was funny.
Now, I stood in line for GTA 5 when it came out on the 360. I also pre-ordered my Xbox One that night as well, but that's immaterial. Now, I immediately sat down and played GTA 5 that night, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it, but I'm only about 45 minutes through, and I've lost interest.
I don't know.
No, 45% through the storyline, not 45 minutes.
45 minutes. I knew what you meant. I just feel like Rockstar. I know it takes Rockstar a long time to come out with a game, but I really feel like at this point they're just kind of beating a dead horse over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
GTA 5 also became far more complicated as well. The flying was a lot more complicated. Yeah. Especially with the sticks, because all the stick movements as well. It's just overly complicated, especially with a chopper.
See, I'm hoping that on a PC that'll be kind of alleviated some, because
No, Nico.
No, you're fine, Nico. Sheba, behave.
She's sleeping. She's screaming.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's way too early to judge GTA 6 because we haven't seen anything, but I'm just not that the announcement doesn't excite me. When we first saw GTA 5, I was like, oh hell yes, but not so much today. So we'll see what it comes out with, but that's just kind of the quickie. The first real major topic we want to get into is Homeworld Remastered. It's tomorrow. In fact, as soon as we get done with this stream, I'm clicking the preload button in Steam.
You haven't already?
No, because I'm doing a stream.
Oh, come on. You know you want to. I'm surprised you haven't preloaded it already, to be fair. Now, okay, right. We had this conversation. Now, everybody knows I was in a car accident 10 years ago, and I have had a little bit of memory loss. And I'm pretty sure that Homeworld is one of those games that I've kind of forgotten. Because I saw the 4K trailer, and it left me a bit cold. I watched the gameplay trailer and a little bit more about how it plays, and it rejuvenated an interest in me. But I can't for the life of me figure out why.
Because it's a shiny space RTS with 3D cinematic battles.
Yeah, and usually that would get me completely jazzed, but for some reason it's not, and I don't know why.
I think once you get a chance to play the game's campaigns and see how good the story is, you'll change your tune very quickly. It's a fantastic game. 1 and 2 were both great. And I've watched a lot of footage of these games over the last couple of days, and the thing that really gets me, because I played Homeworld 1 and 2 extensively, they were really good-looking games 10 years ago. But they look really good now. Like, you guys have been here for multiple conversations. You know how much I hate HD remasters.
Yeah.
But this actually looks great.
Why is that?
Because he's a graphics sport.
Well, that one is because a lot of the time when we're getting an HD remake, they're taking a game that's like 4 years old and just adding a few more polygons and then charging us $60 for it. In this case, they've gone in and they've completely redone the game. They've changed the UI interface for Homeworld 1 to make it the better one from Homeworld 2. They've redone all the textures. They've added in a bunch of stuff. It looks a lot better, but the big thing to me is they have cleaned up the sound. They didn't redo the sound at all because the game already had good music and great voice acting. They just went in and cleaned up the low-fidelity recordings. And like this comes across as a restoration of a game. The other thing I think that kind of really I'm excited about this one is, like some of the stuff that they've been remastering, like when they did the God of War stuff. Great, I could still walk into a GameStop and buy God of War on the the old versions of it. But Homeworld, you can't get Homeworld unless you can find a disc.
Right, I see what you mean, and usually I would agree with you to a point. Yes, if they're doing it, and I totally get you, and the fact that this is a game you can't get anywhere. Is it not even on GOG? The original version?
No, you cannot get a digital copy of Homeworld anywhere.
I can't get Zoo Tycoon on GOG.
Unless you pirate it.
Arrgh. I'm gonna go into...
Go ahead and go look. I already checked on this. You cannot get a legit copy of Homeworld digitally.
Dad got checked so he can get corrected later.
He doesn't believe me, clearly.
That's how men are.
Gonna put the 4K trailer
each
up.
other.
So, but I'm excited about this because this was a really great game back in the day. It plays very interestingly. The multiplayer is going to be interesting because it's not asymmetrical like something like StarCraft where the races are very different. All the races play very similarly, and we have totally lost Lone.
No. I'm looking at the stream. I'm here.
So here's the 4K trailer that you just were not that impressed by. And honestly, I'm not that sold on the 4K trailer just because you didn't need it.
It shows no gameplay. It is showing gameplay. And
it is, Nico. It is showing gameplay. This is the game.
Yeah, no, that's actually the game, Nico.
It looked like it looked like pre-rendered to me.
No, that's Homeworld. This is how the ships fly in Homeworld. This is the kind of things that they do. So, why am I hearing boo whipping? So I think it's going to be interesting. That the thing that's really kind of weird is the multiplayer is in beta, whatever the hell that means. Who's boo whipping me?
A ranger just reappeared.
She had an emergency, so she couldn't come in.
That's fine. But yeah, I think it's interesting that it's Gearbox of all studios that's taken on this project.
That I was quite surprised about, to be completely honest. But then again, the Gearbox crew are proper old school gamers. They
are that. I don't know. I guess even I'm kind of getting tired of Borderlands, and that's like really what they do. So, that looks like Ranger's not joining us, so that's fine. I don't know, Lone, you don't remember playing them, so are we going to be doing some multiplayer combat in these games?
Maybe, yeah, I'm up for it. Right. If I get it though, unless of course some Santa Claus buys it for me, but I don't get bought games anymore because I have a dragon that gets bought games instead. If I got it early, then yes, I would definitely play it because otherwise that would just be rude. But I will. It's on my wish list, so I will get it eventually.
Fair enough. One thing that's really kind of weird is so there's significant differences in the way the hi guys, hi Ranger, hi Thomas, hi Duckfair. There are differences in the way the races play between 1 and 2. Like in 1, when you build fighters, you build them one at a time, and in 2, when you build fighters, you build them in wings.
Yeah.
And they've kept that in the multiplayer, and you can battle the protagonist from Homeworld 1 versus the protagonist from Homeworld 2, or the antagonist from Homeworld 1 or 2, and all the different mixes and matches thereof.
It's like my Final Fantasy fanfiction.
Oh god, Nico. They've also added some interesting stuff in terms of the multiplayer setup. There's relics that will warp in that you can fight over for resources. There are bounty challenges. There are just all sorts of things you can modify. And it'll go 8-player full 3D space RTS combat. And by all accounts, the game runs well, too.
It does look very good. But then again, even with the graphics update, I'd be surprised if it didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of the same thing as Elite. I mean, it's not rendering a whole lot in the way of backdrop.
No.
So, and even Elite will take a crap sometimes if you're in a heavy dogfight in an asteroid belt. Elite will just be like, no. So, but I think it's going to be a very impressive game. I'm very excited about it. There's going to be lots of playthroughs of it. Well, not playthroughs, but lots of footage of it running around on my stream and channels. But, Nico, this is not really the type of game that you would play.
No, but that's okay. I'm just gonna lose Dime to another game, a space game.
Okay.
We never completely lose Dime because he's got too much work to do.
Fair enough.
I mean, I lost you guys to Evolve for a day. Like, literally, that's all I've seen. Like, that's it. I rarely hear about Evolved anymore.
Yeah, to be fair, I just took that day off and ignored it.
I do still play Evolve. I'm just not really in the mood to make videos on Evolve until we get a new monster or something. Because really,
Time really has Evolve become the new Titanfall?
No.
Really?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because I seem to remember this happened with Titanfall. And then I got the free weekend and you got really excited that I was going to play it. And so we played it and then you never talked about it again.
Well, to also continue the point I was making before I was so rudely interrupted, the other reason I don't feel like making any content for Evolve is because in the run-up to the game, I did 20 videos of Evolve. Something like that. So, I'm a little burnt out on editing and producing Evolve content, but to date, I have, let's see, 15 hours into the game, which is
that it?
Well, you gotta consider how much streaming have I done for Elite. So, and 15 hours into Evolve has got me every character unlocked and a whole shitload of perks. So, Nico, too much. Who's bewhipping again? Why is there more bewhipping?
That was me talking in chat.
Okay. Yeah. It's a little hard for me to check the bewhips without screwing up the cameras.
Yeah.
Can you guys talk and not the other chat so I don't have to keep switching scenes?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're the ones that were typing in there.
There.
He's had a long day, folks. We're taking him back to the home after this.
Anyways. So moving on from Homeworld.
Well, yeah.
Because
I will definitely get it because you know how much of an RTS whore I am. But yeah, I don't know why it's not enthralling me as much as it should be.
The GIF and the chick and the kick is just the standard GIF that we always have a GIF of some sort. It's just something random. Next up is, we could spend a while on this if we want to or not, but TwitchCon is apparently a thing.
Better than TumblrCon or DashCon.
We're not even bringing that up. Not going there.
I wasn't even gonna go there. I was just saying that it's better than that. I mean, there's a lot of Twitch people around, so I'm like.
It's September 25th and 26th in San Francisco.
Everything's in San Francisco.
Damn right it is. So, I saw the official website for it somewhere. It was announced in, there it is, twitchcon.com. It was announced in their weekly blog. It has such a cute little logo. Please kill me now.
Everything's in San Francisco apart from everything that's in Seattle instead.
Basically. Alright, so, yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense with Twitch because they are headquartered there, but oh my god!
What?
Can we please stop whipping?
You're on the same screen. I don't know why. Oh, that's why. Never mind. Sorry.
It's because you're sending messages. Where did I put the article window? See, you guys have got me all thrown off.
There's only two of us, and it's already too much for Dime to deal with.
Well, there's normally not this many people crinkling things and chatting in Skype chat, so. Yes, it is created as a celebration of all things Twitch. The convention will attract members of the Twitch community from all over the globe.
Kill me now.
Attendees will have the chance to mingle with each other and their favorite broadcasters, experience live content from the convention center, and learn from the community's thought leaders. Now, there could be some really cool live stream moments if they stream stuff with audience interaction, but do they understand how much hate they're about to concentrate in one place?
What was it? The first thing I said earlier when we were talking about this is that if I can punch a certain streamer, then I would. Obviously, you pointed out he might not actually be a Twitch streamer, but I'm pretty sure he is.
Well, I don't like him either, but I don't like him as a YouTuber. I've never bothered to look and see if he streams. You know what? Let's check and see if he has a Twitch channel. I'll do it right now. Yes.
I love the fact she picked up straight away who we were talking about. Also,
I don't think I've seen PewDiePie.
Their website is
you keep almost saying like PewDiePie or something. Ah, shit. He does have a Twitch page.
Yeah, I told you. That's where he started.
That's not where he started.
I know, but that's where he does things, and because he's a cheap ass mofo.
Anyways, he's not my favorite streamer, or well, definitely not my favorite streamer if it's anything like his YouTube. He's not my favorite YouTuber ever, but TwitchCon has the potential to be really cool or really, really awful. So I'm not really sure which it's going to be.
I think you should go, Dime. Quick vote in chat. Who thinks Dime should go? Raise your hands in the air.
And wave them like you just don't care?
Jesus.
No. But no.
So, I think what's really funny is this tweet about TwitchCon has only been favorited 785 times and only been retweeted 633.
Because no one gives a shit. In all honesty, no one cares. I can't see it working.
I could if it was bigger and they like are shoving it in our faces. I mean,
but the thing that's really weird to me is they don't seem to have a definite like, this is what we're gonna do. Like,
yeah.
What are they gonna do? Are they gonna get a bunch of fans into a convention floor and then just stream things? Like,
it could be the start of the real life Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, but I don't like, even a ways out, like True Believers. Like, we knew a long time ago what True Believers generally had planned out.
Yeah. Hell, we already know what's happening next year. I'm working it. Oh, that was stupid of me. Please tell me you're coming to that as well.
GG, mate.
if you'll be allowed to come this time.
Yeah, we'll get it. I'll have it sorted this time. So they do say that game devs are going to be there. So, I mean, that could be interesting, but that's also going to be like, well, what are we going to end up with game devs? Like, they could take the awesome route and they could have some indie devs there or some really cool reveals, or we could have freaking EA again.
Are they just trying to do packs?
Sounds like.
Basically. Although I do like their website. I like the fact that the mouse acts like a sun on the shade. Is it bad that that's the biggest thing I'm excited about?
Yes. Yes, it
like
is.
It's like the Taco Bell website where you could just press bing. They have a bell.
Anyway.
They do? Hold on.
Yeah. They used to. Like, that was like a few months ago.
Do they still have it?
I don't know. I haven't been to Taco Bell in a few months. I'm not that brave.
I see no bell, so...
No, they took it down.
Anyways, I think TwitchCon is probably going to be a disaster. I'm going to call it now. Chat, just remember, I'm calling TwitchCon disaster.
Is it at least official?
What?
Is this official? Not like the TumblrCon wasn't made by people who run it.
No, this is official.
This is official. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay.
It came from Twitch's official blog.
Okay, then I guess it won't be as disastrous as
by them as a company as well.
All right. So our last two pieces of the night, and I guess I'll let the chat flip a coin. I don't know, or you guys flip a coin. Are both going to be discussion pieces. They're probably both going to be loud and obnoxious and violent. So I'll let you guys take your picks.
Ladies first.
I think we should do the Final Fantasy one.
Okay. Lon?
Yep, ladies first.
All right, Nico. Kick it off.
Well, this is about telling us what our favorite Final Fantasy is. My personally is none. I enjoyed the story a lot. I enjoyed the characters much more. And I did like this song because it reminded me of the earlier games, but in a good, decent style. And the lyrics were good. The music was great. And yeah, I did like the characters. I don't know. I just feel I'm putting out. I'm sorry. Also, chocobos are cute, and you're so cute.
Wow.
You can take care of your own chocobo. You can't harm me. You can't hurt me with it.
I forgot how cool yet terrible looking the trailer for 9 was.
Yeah. Does it feel early 2000s to you?
Yeah.
Do you see what I see?
So here's the thing. My favorites are the old school Final Fantasies.
What a nerd.
I love
1 to 6 or whatever.
1 to 6. I in particular love 4. Absolutely love it. I do like Final Fantasy 7. I love Final Fantasy 9. Final Fantasy 10 is alright. I hate Final Fantasy 8.
Dude, one thing that's great about 10 was its gameplay style was really good.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Puzzles.
I loved 10 as well. 10 was fantastic.
Loved its gameplay. Everything else I hated except for the music, because the music was really good. Stupid game having good music.
See, that's kind of my thing with Final Fantasy 8 is I don't like the gameplay, and I hate the main characters. Oh my god, are they annoying.
Yeah, none of those characteristics
What, you don't like
out.
the strong, brooding squall Lionheart?
No, there is nothing to like about any of the main cast of Final Fantasy VIII. They are all just assholes with no redeeming character traits.
It was kind of like they found like the shonen trope and just shoved it in.
Yeah.
The only good one was Quistis, because Quistis hardly got a lot of character time.
I'll give you that, but like Squall, I hated. Renoa, no, not a fan.
Laguna?
What, are you serious?
Laguna is great, right? Well, technically...
No, I didn't say Laguna. I said Renoa.
I know. It was just random. Sorry.
Selfie's okay just because she's so derpy. But Zalos, no. X2's not a Final Fantasy game. Screw X2.
Final Fantasy Charlie's Angels edition.
I don't know. But Squall in particular kills Final Fantasy VIII for me.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Really?
He's a
Cannot deal with him.
He's okay. I mean, like, he's like another Cloud, to be honest.
But at least Cloud had the decency to keep his damn mouth shut through 98% of the game.
And
Only because he... Yeah, but Cloud was a massive... No. Trope is probably the best word for it.
I don't like Cloud either. My favorite...
and Cloud were...
My 3 favorite characters from 7 are Yuffie, Red 13, and Tifa.
Well, who doesn't love Tifa?
Nobody. And if
She's got big assets. I'm sorry.
She does have large assets, yes.
It's the fists. She means the fists, people.
I do. And she has large materia.
The other thing that I don't like in Final Fantasy VIII, and this is the other game breaker, because I'm just going to ignore that comment, is the draw system.
I actually quite like the draw system.
No, okay. Let me explain to you why I don't like it. It's because it doesn't perpetually stay at 9 when you're drawing, so it takes the battle that should take like maybe 10 minutes of drawing time, which is extra grinding, by the way, to about an hour. And that's what I don't like about it, because some bosses only have that certain type of magic.
Yeah, and I also don't like it because I didn't find it a fun game mechanic. Basically 8 is built around the draw system, just like 7 is built around the materia system, and 10 is built around the
sphere grid.
The sphere grid. And 10 really is also built around summons, even more so than 7 or any other one, because of the fact that the summons come in and you can control them directly.
Badass Bahamut.
Yes. So, like, the biggest things for me that kill 8 for me is the draw system. I don't like the game's main gameplay mechanic, and I can't stand the game's main character.
Yeah, the two things I do. Yeah.
But no, on a serious note though, when it comes to 8 was my first one. Although I played Final Fantasy 7, it was on a friend's PlayStation, and it was 8. It was 8 that actually got me into and got me a PlayStation. Okay, I wanted Gran Turismo as well, but Gran Turismo on its own wasn't enough to make me buy a PlayStation.
Who didn't want Gran Turismo,
8.
man?
Huh?
Who didn't want Gran Turismo?
Exactly. Now, that's another story, talking about Gran Turismo, because now I'm a Forza fan. But, yeah.
The music was really good, though, in 8. The music was great.
Final Fantasy VIII also had, in all honesty, my favourite of the mini-games as well. The Triple Triad game, card game.
Triple Triad was fun, although I loved, I did like the one from 10 a little better, whatever it was called, the underwater water polo hockey game.
Oh, I forget what it's called
Blitzball.
Now. Blitzball.
Yes.
I didn't like Blitzball, but, you know...
Blitzball sucked.
Blitzball was fun. I don't know what you two are talking about.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Blitzball was not fun.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sorry.
Screw you people.
Sorry, Dime. It needed a lot of work.
Yeah, I didn't say it was... I didn't say it was perfect.
And if I actually had, for right now, I would have already bought... I know this is a sore subject for you, the HD remake of Final Fantasy X. But Blitzball sucked.
Final Fantasy X HD remake is a sore subject for me for a completely different reason than most HD remakes. It's because they chose to make that instead of the HD remake of Final Fantasy 7 or 9.
They did give a reason why they have yet to do an HD remake of 7.
Yeah.
Because they want the original team behind it.
You know what I read into that, though? Basically, if you read all their reasons why they've never made a Final Fantasy 7 remake, the basic underlying theme is because you people keep whining about it, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Because Sony. And that's why we don't cover PlayStation.
But, yeah,
Actually, who does cover PlayStation? Someone here does, doesn't they?
None of us.
There you go.
So
I don't do coverage.
You should.
I don't like it. I don't do reviews very well.
Did we say reviews? We'll talk about this off air. Anyways, my ultimate Final Fantasy is... Oh, God, no, I didn't mean to click on that. Jesus Christ, Square, why do you have to have music on every web page?
Because their music is great.
Seriously, they've put. Oh, see, Alice, why did you tell me that? Triple
A
Tryout
lot
is
of
back.
Actually, the whole golden saucer's also in that game.
Yes,
But
yes, it is.
But Final Fantasy IV is my favorite, the real Final Fantasy IV, and the reason I love it so much is because it's got the great overworld, it's got an amazing story, it's got a really fun magic system. Yes, everything that's in it is a tried, worn out trope by today's gaming standards, but back when I first played Final Fantasy IV, that game was magical. Cecil, Kane,
it was the bomb.
Rydia, I mean, talk about an awesome villain, too. And, like, Nico, you played it, right? You remember when
I've never played 4.
when Palom and Porum got freaking turned to stone?
I heard about that, yeah.
That is
Almost sad.
that's a gaming moment that gives you feels right there.
Yeah. I think it was in the gaming moment.
That's the thing, though. Every Final Fantasy has that moment that gives you the feels.
Yeah. But I think the big thing that really got me about 4 is you have a Dark Knight who redeems himself through the course of the game and is no longer a Dark Knight. And also, it was one thing that I miss about the old school Final Fantasy games. You had a summoner. Screw you if you want to summon something and the summoner Rydia was not in the party.
Hashtag summons OP.
Okay, Final
420.
Fantasy 3 is available on my Windows phone.
Nice.
That excites me.
Well, here's the thing. Square's going to nickel and dime you for microtransactions. Do you want to pay?
Fantasy.
Do you want to pay 99 cents for a Phoenix Down, or would you rather pay $9.99 for a bushel of Phoenix Downs?
Actually, I've just looked. There's no. It's the full game for $8.99 with no microtransactions.
Different than the one that's on the Android phone, I think. Then, but the other thing I like about Final Fantasy IV is they remade it. They put it on the DS, and it's awesome.
And it's also
Yes.
on Steam.
It is also on Steam.
They put the DS one on Steam, and from what I heard, very good, very worth. You guys should try it.
Hold on. You two talk real quick. I'm going to mute my mic so they don't hear me typing.
I hate Final Fantasy VI. Did Dime hear that?
I said
The
my
one they called
mic,
just
not my
Final Fantasy
headset.
is actually the re-release of Final Fantasy VI, isn't it?
What? Final Fantasy VI has yet to be remade. They have
Yeah,
yet to remake it.
That's available on Windows Phone as well. That's awesome. And
See,
it looks awesome.
The problem is I feel like everybody has such a nostalgic feels for the game that I feel like it's so overrated. I feel so bad because I think other
This
Final
is the
Fantasy games
problem
deserve it.
This is the problem I'm also having. Now that I'm 35, I'm going back to my childhood and I'm playing games which were awesome in my childhood, which are, to be fair, a bit shit now.
Yeah.
And I'm wishing I hadn't.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
Lone.
It happens to me
You're
too.
feeling it too, Lone. You're feeling it too, Dime. You know it.
Not really.
That's because Dime is so hooked on his oldness that it actually keeps everything old still feeling new.
I'm a little concerned about the Final Fantasy IV Steam page. I'll go ahead and add the screen region of it real quick so everybody can see why. This is the Final Fantasy IV remake Steam page.
Oh, good game, good job, Steam. Well done.
So yeah,
I can't check it.
here I'll snag the whole thing, but that's there's my Steam. Hashtag text _ by _ game name.
Hashtag.
Have they broken Steam?
I don't think so.
Because I'm seeing all of the labels like hashtag label _ featured _ items, hashtag text _ games.
Oh god, no wait, you're right. Let me click on the Escapist game real quick.
Dime, remember when your Final Fantasy VII gave you a virus?
Yes. Okay, so yeah, Steam is broken.
Oh man. Hashtag.
Hashtag Steam broken.
Wait,
Hashtag steamroll.
wait, guys, wait. Hashtag is holding shift and hitting the 3 key in America, which is where Valve is headquartered. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
We now need to have a Half-Life 3 confirmed for everything.
I can find a way to Half-Life 3 confirm almost anything.
Wait a second, I just talked about Final Fantasy 6, which was Final Fantasy 3 in America. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Let's not go down this road. It'll never stop. All right, so now, do you guys like the other great Square Enix RPGs from back in the day? Chrono Trigger?
Yes.
Nico, I don't know what it is with Nico. Nico loves to argue with me about this. So
Listen,
we could do a whole show on how much Nico does not like Chrono Trigger over Chrono Cross, and how much. I'm looking at something else. It was a slip. Nico does not like Chrono Trigger as much as Chrono Cross, and I don't like Chrono Cross as much as Chrono Trigger, and it's like this massive hate-filled argument.
But I don't hate Chrono Trigger.
I didn't say hate. I said you don't like it as much as Chrono Cross.
Yeah, I feel like it's overrated, and I think other games deserve its position more.
I feel like Chrono Cross is overrated.
Chrono Cross is underrated. What are you talking about? I don't hear anyone talk about it.
Well, that's because it's not that good of a game.
Well, see, you say it's overrated. It's not. Sheba, look at him. Look at him disapprovingly. She did it. Good.
She's asleep.
Actually,
What about Secret of Mana?
I actually have yet to play that all the way, so I have no opinion. I've played their Legend of Mana.
Nico,
but,
get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
I'm sorry. Dime.
Nico fired.
Get out.
It's Dime. I would never had a Super Nintendo, so I have every right.
That's what friends were for.
Yes, it was.
I had no friends.
Moving on.
Silent ensues.
Moving on. So
Lone did indeed bring out the double facepalm.
So mine is Final Fantasy 4. Nico's is Final Fantasy 9. And Lone's is Final Fantasy 8. Like a nerd.
But like I said, although I played little bits of Final Fantasy 7, I mostly watch a friend. Well, actually, it was an ex-girlfriend's older brother play Final Fantasy 7, and then of course Final Fantasy 8. And I actually went all out and I got the collector's edition of Final Fantasy 8, and that was awesome. It's actually one of my first collector's editions.
Did you play the PC version then, or is that the collector's edition?
I plan to. It's on my Steam wishlist. I just haven't got around to buying it yet. Because every time I go to buy it, something else that needs buying.
I mean, it actually was a PC game. That's why I asked.
Did that have a T-shirt with it or something?
Yes, it did.
T-shirts.
Which I stupidly took out of the packet and stupidly wore out.
Stupid.
Yep.
You
stupid samurai.
I think that one actually got destroyed by Golden Sambuca. It was a fun night.
Okay. That was a 4-disc game, too. Back in the day of multi-disc PlayStation games.
In my day, in Dime's day, it was more than 4 discs. It was like 10. For a PC game.
Me and Dime are old enough to remember actually installing games on the 3.5-inch floppy disk.
Yep. I remember installing a Star Trek game for the PC that was on 27 3.5-inch floppy drives.
I know exactly which that as well.
I was like, it's like you sat there, like you took a book with you while you were sitting in front of the computer.
Do you remember that me and Dime are old enough to remember when CD-ROMs came in with games and it was a revolution?
Yeah, it was. Oh God. All right. So Final Fantasy discussion
we're really
done.
Fucking old. Hashtag really fucking old.
Yes, and the 4th disc would never work, Josh.
Yes.
Ow. This. Ow. You know where they have the little plasticky parts sewn into the hats, to make this part stand up? It's starting to come loose and it's digging into my skull.
Well, put a different hat on.
I'm
Fade
going
to
to.
black and put a different hat on. No one will notice.
There.
Oh God, the Dime has hair.
No, I don't. Ooh, this hat's all nice and cold, too, because it's freezing here. Yeah. Anyways, so there's been a little bit of controversy. God, I almost said controversy. Screw you, British people.
Speaking of numbers,
It's aluminium.
segue.
About game campaign links, because the Order 1886, which is the much hyped and I think probably overhyped PlayStation 4 exclusive that's coming out, is apparently clocking in at under 10 hours for a straight playthrough. And $60 game, which $60 paying the full retail price for a game really depends on what you get out of it play-wise. The thing that a lot of people are saying is that the Order has an awful lot of pre-rendered cutscenes. So
it actually has a lot of QuickTime events as well.
Yay. So, what do you guys think? What is like... Because game campaigns have gone in so many different crazy directions, like really long, really short. You know, like Journey on PS4 comes to mind. Bastion, great campaign, perfect length. Transistor's another example. I think Grow Home was a perfect length for a game, and we played that all the way through.
But those aren't full retail, like $60 games.
No, it's actually, Bastion could be considered full retail, but it wasn't $60. Transistor was as well, but I think we're really kind of getting to the point where it's like you can't really hold up the same old candle that you used to with these game campaigns. I do think that for a $60 release that apparently has a lot of cutscenes and quick time events, I do think 7 hours is a little shisty.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Now, we were talking about this before the show started. Now, I think Dime is also forgetting how old he is at this point, because what I raised as well is that we're used to games being a lot shorter. And I think we've been kind of spoiled, especially with MMOs, because 7,000 hours in World of Warcraft is not hard. But I think, okay, games are $60. I totally get that. They're £45, £50. I totally get that. You want your money's worth. But in this day and age as well, where it's easy to go and sell a game and trade it in for the next one.
But you only get like 30% back.
Depends on where you go. Because if it's a fairly new game, you can pretty much trade it in for a large chunk of what it's worth.
And not in GameStop.
Not at GameStop. Also, Lone.
A game does a lot more. But I'm actually looking at the website How Long to Beat, and games like Quake, for instance, main story 5 hours, completionist 8, and that was about average.
Yeah. Well, let's
7
also
hours is average.
Let's also think about what we were just talking about, Final Fantasy IV, which is even older. Final Fantasy IV is a good 40-hour game. Chrono Trigger, 30 to 40. So, but the other thing,
20.
Final Fantasy VII, 39 hours main story, 91 and a half hours for completionist.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like there's kind of a line. And also, Lone, to address your point about trading a game in, what about digital?
This is the other thing as well. Yeah, we don't have digital sales yet, but then again, that's still something that Steam have been talking about. It hasn't happened yet, but they've been talking about that for a couple of years now, haven't they?
Well, Steam can talk about all they want. It's not going to do anybody that owns the Order a bit of good.
Why? That's a disc game. You can take it back to GameStop or Game.
What if you buy it digitally on the PlayStation?
Well, to be honest, consoles, I'm still at the point, unless it's an older game, like you're buying it from Xbox Live Arcade or PlayStation Network, fair enough. But still buying the full game on a console? No. Because I expect console games to be a lot shorter than a PC game.
See, you are
that's just weird.
You are not normal in that regard. A lot of people that I know that own consoles do full digital downloads on retail releases.
No, I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever done one. On my console, I like to put the disc in. I don't think I have a digital game that wasn't on an older console.
See, I'm the opposite. I own one cartridge for my 3DS, and that's been the way it's been for several years. I'm so sick of discs and cartridges. Like, I don't want to fiddle with little physical objects just to play a game.
But stop being such the Hulk and destroying everything you love.
But anyways, going back to...
I do get what you mean, but I think part of me is still a case of, now this is a console game, I'm fully expecting I will beat this game and then take it back into game when I get my next one.
So see, now we're going to talk about game genres and how long they should be.
I think honestly, and as much as I hate to say this, I think a game like Call of Duty has got their campaign nailed. Their campaign takes about 8 hours because they know you just want to get it done to get your Chiefs and then go play multiplayer for 9,000 hours.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, the one I actually really enjoyed, to be fair, main story 7 hours, completionist 16 hours. That's not very long.
No, but that's a game that's not made for its campaign. The campaign is like a vestigial limb that's still appended to the game. I think, if you want to go on the other extreme, like, let's talk about something like Forza. Sweet Jesus, how long is it going to take you to beat everything there is in a Forza single-player game?
I've not completed any of them. However, I don't think the website is right on this, to be completely honest, because that's not right. Forza Motorsport 4, 25.5 hours main story, completion is 264.
Yeah, I could see that.
To get everything, doesn't have a lot of cars and stuff. Wait, Are we talking about a car game?
And a lot of.
I think they're still adding cars to Forza 4.
Well, that's the thing is, if you're looking at how long to beat, a lot of the times, unless specifically noted, they are talking about the stock game.
Yeah.
Also, just watching this footage of The Order makes me really remember how much I hate the fact that they recorded this game, and they did it like the filmmakers doing now in that really off frame rate, and it just makes the game look weird.
What does it look like? It looks like PlayStation 2 games.
I'd have to look it up. It's at a really odd frame rate, but
it's got a haze to it.
So now, what I mentioned before the show was and I heard the new Xenoblade game, they're predicting over 200 hours of content because they want to and that's not counting the main story. The main story is gonna be really long, and then the side content's gonna be a lot too. So is that too long?
It depends, because with RPGs, I think the RPG, and this is genres. I think the RPG genre comes with a expectation of a much longer story.
Yeah, but 40 to 60 hours is a norm, or it should be a norm. But when you make a game extra long, usually that extra long is padding. Oh, here's a joke scene, laugh at it. Oh, here's another one.
So that's the thing that's going to be interesting about the new Xenoblade, because Chronicles is about the same length, the one on the Wii, and it doesn't really have any padding to it. It just has a very long story arc. But the same thing like the Mass Effect games. The Mass Effect games, in my opinion, are entirely too long for the story that they're trying to tell.
No, it's only 20 hours.
I'd agree with you on that one. I got bored of the Mass Effects. I basically finished them for completion.
But, also, we were talking about Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy VII is too bloody long for the story that it's telling. 10 falls into the same trap. As much as we all said we like 10, you know that, there's a good chunk of the second disc of 10 that you could just get rid of. Because mostly it's Titus whining about things.
There was 2 discs in Final Fantasy X?
Yes, there was.
I thought there was only 1.
No, there was 2 discs.
There was 2.
I don't remember.
But, I think a lot of indie devs have really got it nailed a little bit more. I hate to keep bringing them up, but Bastion, Transistor, they've got that just nailed. Perfect bite-sized games. Grow Home, another example. And then you've got crap like The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. I don't care how long the campaign for that game is, because it's not a campaign. It's just a multiplayer money grab.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. I'll say it live on stream. I'm really sorry about Monday night. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I got a funny video out of it. So I will say this though: The Order is certainly a very nice looking game. One of the reasons you're thinking there's a haze is because for whatever reason this video would not play above 720, so it looks a little wacky.
No, but I've actually seen the video as well. I've actually seen it running. I remember I've been to all the conventions. I've actually seen this game running, and it looks like there's a slight haze to the video as well. But I think it's got like a little grain effect on it to make it aged.
It's got some film grain, and the game runs at a really stupid resolution.
Yeah.
It's 800p or something.
which is surprising for the PlayStation.
Well, it was a quote cinematic choice on the devs' part, unless they actually changed it in the final release, and I just haven't seen anything to that effect yet. But I think AAA releases like Gears has a lot of padding in it. That series has an awful lot of padding. I think the thing that devs get so caught up in and they're guilty of is this is a AAA game. We're expected to have the campaign be this long, so we need to add filler to make sure it is that long.
But okay, right, this is quite a good indicator is some of the reviews. Now, PlayStation.com gave it 4.8 out of 5. But then you've got IGN. Okay, we don't usually follow the reviews because we're critics ourselves. We do our own reviews usually. But none of us are going to play this anytime soon. So let's go by the reviews. IGN 6.5 out of 10.
What did they harp on about it? What did IGN?
Metacritic 3.5 out of 5. GameSpot 5 out of 10. Trusted reviews 6 out of 10. So yeah.
I have a very hard time. I know this is just like a jaded thing to say, but I won't trust a review that comes out of the official site or magazine for that console. Official Nintendo reviews, official Microsoft reviews, official PlayStation reviews. I don't trust them.
They overdo it because they want you to buy it.
Yeah. Where is
but then even IGN, who...
Well, here's the thing. Like, just to tell you what IGN really thinks of the game, they already have up an article about what should a sequel do differently.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. Like that
Especially when the game isn't even released to the general public just yet.
Yeah, that would be a definite red flag for me as soon as I loaded their page and saw the review of the order and then right under it, what does the sequel need to do differently? So let's see what IGN harped on because I've got the review pulled.
But I also can't really trust a lot of reviewing sites because sometimes I know that they're getting paid by the person, the people to be like, yeah, this is good.
The funny thing about this, though, going to I'm on the IGN page right now. IGN rated it 6.5, but the community rated it 7.9.
That's bizarre.
That's a rare thing.
So, 6.5, completely gorgeous, fantastic atmosphere, engaging universe. Those are the pluses. The minus is quick time overload and sluggish pacing. The last... Okay. Its best aspects are its stunning looks, atmosphere, and style, which are truly fantastic and entertaining fiction. But the shallow, slow, and generic quick-time event-riddled gameplay make it feel like an experience that would have been better served by a non-interactive movie than a game. With no multiplayer and no reason to revisit the short and stunted single-player campaign once it's been completed, there just isn't a lot to do.
And breathe.
That's pretty harsh.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised by the fact that a game like this has no bloody multiplayer. This is calling out to it. This is a Gears type game. This should have multiplayer in it. Especially
because you could do great asymmetrical multiplayer because you've got werewolves.
Yeah, exactly.
Puppies.
Yes, puppies.
This would totally be a perfect Gears of War style multiplayer, werewolves versus humans.
So let's just Go ahead, Nico.
I was like, speaking of games that are really infamous for padding, and these are really popular games, the Persona 3 and 4 series.
Oh, Jesus, yes.
You could cut 20 hours out of the game if they got rid of a lot of the padding that they had for it, and still keep it engaging and good.
Yeah.
Those wasted... I like that part of the game, but like it feels like it's wasted to just have to wait multiple days to actually talk to someone or do the certain event. And it's just... It had... I would like
to see this, and I think it's because I've been playing the game recently. But I would like to see more games do kind of what Nintendo did with Majora's Mask. It is such a weird concept for a game, but in a lot of ways, the campaign pacing of Majora's Mask is dictated more by you than anything else because the game gives you so many ways to directly screw with the flow of time in the game.
Yep.
And Lone is gone. So I think that would be an interesting thing to do. This game is definitely running at 60 FPS, or 30 FPS, which is not okay for this type of game. So let's just talk a little bit.
Actually, you say that, Dime, but a lot of the console games are coming out at 30 FPS now as a choice by the devs.
They say it's a choice. and I know I'm going to get hit with PC elitist here, but I really honestly think it's because everybody overestimated the power of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. I don't think they can run this kind of thing at 60 FPS.
I don't know. Wii U can play games that are 60 FPS just
No,
fine.
No.
I'm sorry to say, Dime, the games can. It's just the ineptitude of the developers.
Yeah.
Nico, the Nintendo comparison is never fair because it's almost always first-party devs and it's almost always a very unique art style.
Yeah.
So, I love Nintendo, but it is never a very good idea to bring Nintendo into the performance discussion because they don't care about that. And Lone, I disagree with you. I don't think that the way the console architecture, I don't think the way they have these things built, I don't think they can reliably run these types of games at that high of a frame rate. I just don't. And if they can, it's going to be a long time before they figure out how to do it.
I will say there are less games on the Xbox One running like that than there are on PlayStation 4.
Fair enough. So, before we go, what is y'all's optimal length for a game? It doesn't really matter. You can throw out a couple genres if you want. We'll start with the Nico.
I feel like shooters should have around a 5 to 8 hour campaign. Even though I feel like the multiplayer's a thing that's there, so fuck it. Maybe don't even add a campaign. Who the fuck wants it? They just want to play their multiplayer.
They made that. It fell flat on its face.
Okay. I think an RPG length should be maybe 40 to 60 hours. It can be over that if the story's engaging, but please don't add padding. So sometimes we like it, sometimes we don't. But if you add too much, it's it's too much. You're gonna get diabetes from all the fillings.
I just want to say, by the way, that this is Nico whenever she hears about a new RPG in a series that she loves.
And I feel like sandboxes, it can be long or short, but I'd say the optimal is 20 to 30.
I will say I agree with that because Saints Row 3 and 4 are about 20 to 30 hours, and in Gat Out of Hell, I've got less than 3, and I'm 60% through the game.
Then again, that was DLC. That was a campaign DLC.
No, it's a standalone game.
Is it a standalone?
Gat Out of Hell is a standalone game. It's priced as a DLC, but it's a standalone game.
But so was the vampire thing.
I accept the length though, Dime, because it's priced down by the DLC prices.
Yeah, I will let it have that.
So was the vampire one for Infamous.
So
it was around 4 to 5 hours.
Lone, what about you?
About the same. About 7 hours for on average. A game should engage me for about 7 hours, give or take, depending on the genre.
I will say I'll give 7 to 8, maybe 9 for a shooter. RPGs, I'm cool with 60. I absolutely love one that's going to take me to 80. 100 is a little bit of a stretch sometimes for the main story. Indie games, I don't care, just as long as it's really cool. I love Proteus. Proteus takes maybe 20 minutes to see everything in it. And then there's stuff like Grow Home, where I'm going to be screwing with Grow Home for a while.
But indie's multiple genres.
Don't you do that to Bud.
That's why I'm confused.
No, I'm just talking about in general indie games, just like the concept of short bite-sized games or longer games. I think I give that category a little bit more of a pass because of what it is. But racing games, I don't know. Forza's Overload. I can't deal with much racing anymore.
Right. Okay. You've got two different versions. If it's an actual arcade sort of racing game like Need for Speed, maybe about 6-7 hours again. But a simulation, something that keeps me coming back, is what I want.
Yeah, and then we've got the MMOs. So God knows how many hours Alone and I are going to sink into Elite Dangerous.
Well, actually, let's see what I've already sunk into it, shall I?
See, MMOs is a bit different. MMOs can be as long as they want because they'll keep adding content until they get rid of it.
This is the thing, it's not even that. An MMO needs to be long enough and have enough content in it that people keep coming back to it and keep... If it's a subscription one, keep subscribing to it.
Yep. Which is why, though I hate World of Warcraft and how you had to pay subscription for it, at least there's a lot of content to it. But I would still rather just pay for it and not
Well,
just
that's
deal
the
with
thing.
it.
That's about to change as well. The new veteran option is out tomorrow. It's out today in America and out tomorrow here in Europe. Basically, it's the same.
Stop it.
It's the same as, and there is also a system of buying game time with in-game credit coming as well. It is happening. Blizzard are actually listening to their player base.
So what are they doing? You didn't answer my question.
He does that with WoW.
They're adding a free-to-play option for. There's already a free-to-play option, but it limits you to level 20. Obviously, as a giant trial. But there's also one coming for veterans who let their subscription lapse. Basically, it has similar limitations to the level 20 version, but you can join guilds that your characters are already in on that server. You can carry on playing the content that you've already unlocked and gotten to, that sort of thing. It's like you can carry on playing, but you can't really progress. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But also, as well, they are working on a feature now where you will actually be able to buy game time with in-game money.
That's nice, kind of like WildStar.
Yeah.
Except he made all kinds of fun of WildStar when it did that.
Oh, fuck.
Right, let me just
it's
find
nice.
my profile.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad that WildStar did it, because it was like, oh, so they're awarding me for getting this stuff and making me let me pay the game. So if I ever stop, I'm still gonna have to pay for it again. But it's a little bit nicer. It's a little bit more lenient.
Basically. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good discussion on game length. We might have it again when the rest of our hosts come back from wherever they are.
Screw them. They lost a good discussion.
They did. Yeah, I guess you're right. Screw the rest of the hosts. They missed out on a good one.
I think we should genuinely have that division discussion quickly.
No, I'm not having the division discussion without Ranger.
Ever. What is this division you are speaking of? Sounds like bullshit.
Sorry. Weird. X-Fire is not counting Elite Dangerous.
That's because X-Fire's garbage. Anyways, moving on. Nico, you going to take us out tonight?
Sure.
Are you?
1 second, I'm getting the date, okay? I'm not that good. Okay, you've been watching the
It's the 10th, Nico.
Okay.
11th.
10th.
It's not the 10th,
been watching
it's the 25th.
Lone, stop.
Sorry.
Here's the Sheba.
I know it's the 11th where you are. For us, the next show is on the 10th. 11th for the UK, and probably 2017 for Australia, because you guys are in the future. Like, way in the future.
They're literally from Back to the Future.
They are. They have shoes that tighten themselves.
Yep. They're making the shoes that are the thing and the stuff. Anyway, this has been the Digmcast with your with 3 hosts. There was only 3. Nobody else came. We bought all this pizza, and they didn't come.
It's wrapped in bacon
I
too.
ate it all. It was good pizza.
It's the bacon crusted pizza. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, there's a pizza that's that they put bacon around the crust.
I like the 3. I like the 3 guests. I'd like the 3 people because there's more pizza for all of us. And Ranger eats all the pizza.
She does.
I'm sorry, she wants the pizza.
Sheba's like, can we get this over with? Look at her.
The shits that she gives. Anyway, I've been with your host Dimebot, Lone Samurai, and Sheba. I'm not here. I'm not here. It's just Sheba. Sheba's talking. She's a ventriloquist.
Good,
Our next show will be on February. Not February. March 10th. We went back in time to do another show.
Yes, we did. We're that good.
We had our hosts. Yeah. Anyway, say goodbye, everyone. Say bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.